What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about B3 today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys. Let's get into it. Okay, here we are, just below a cent, just below a little penny right there. If we take a relative high to low, low to high, what do we want to do here? Let's take a low to high fib here. Okay, you're resting atop the golden ratio right here. Beautiful, perfect, nice. Generally, when you find support at the golden ratio, you find support at the golden ratio. It's like if you find resistance at the 382, you find resistance there, right? You don't hug it if you're going to find resistance, right? And then go down. You normally, if you hug it, you're actually going to break out. So if you're hugging the golden ratio, I would think the same thing. You probably come down. And the 4-hour time frame is rather obvious to that, right? We look at the 4-hour RSI, you can see that you are getting lower highs, lower lows in the RSI. You're not oversold. Oftentimes trends like this, they don't end until you're in the oversold zone. You're getting there, you're getting close, but this last move down could be one of two last attempts before you see your lows. So I think what you do, you're at 0.00714 right now. You're either going to stop, you're going to find support at 0.00641, or you're going to go lower to 0.0055 and find support there. There is a possibility, and this is your worst case scenario, in which case it's still a possibility we should accept, that you go down to 0.00469. You could go down there and find support there. That's the worst case scenario. I'm expecting 0.0055 whenever it's all said and done. That's what I'm expecting for support. But at a bare minimum, 0.00641, which is a little bit lower than what you're at now. Let's put this in percentage standpoints. Okay, from where you are now, the minimum target is about 10% away. The maximum target is about 34% away. And the likely target, I think, is about 22% away. So you're gonna have a little bit more downside to go. Once you hit your low, once you find your low here, I don't think it's off to the races. Likely, you're going to find your low, and you're going to consolidate and find a higher low and something to build from. And then you'll break out, right? You'll break out of your lower phase of consolidation, and then you'll break out, something like that, right? And that won't be today. That won't be tomorrow. Maybe that's sometime later next week, right? Later next week, toward the very end of February, like the last couple days of February, if not maybe even March, before you start really moving up again. And I could be wrong. It's very possible, right? Maybe you get this low out of the way real quick and you recover really quick, and then you're already moving up starting today. You never know, right? It is Sunday. It's the very end of the week right now, but I think it'll be more like ending of next week that you start to recover, right? The way that you look here, it looks as if it's almost like a miniaturized rounded bottom. We have a 4-hour time frame, so it's not the best representation of this, but at any rate, your decay, your rate of dropping, it is decreasing. So I would assume you continue to decrease your drops, right? Drop, whatever, and once you find your low, it'll have this kind of nice rounded bottom look. You round your bottom out, and whenever you come up, you're rounding your bottom, you're finding support, resistance, stuff like that. You're not just moving up nonstop. So again, I mean it. I think before probably the next 3 days, I would think over the next 3 days, you probably do find your low. Again, anywhere from 0.0055, but at least 0.00641, if not all the way down to, what was it? It was like 0.0047 or something like that, 0.0048, somewhere in that area, right, at the lowest. I think you do that over the next 3 days or so. And then going into the middle end of next week, I think that you will start to recover. And then the end of the month, the last couple of days of the month, I think you'll start to look like you really are starting to move up again. Going into next month, you might have some turbulence, but I think probably after the first week, maybe after the second week, you will be back above these highs. I would love to take a high to low fib to give you projections as to where I see you going, but it's too hard to say. We don't have the low yet, so it's not fair of me to say. If this is the low, from a high here to a low there, if this is the low, the target area would be 2.57 cents to 3.7 cents, somewhere in that area, which from the current price would give you a 3.6x to maybe a 5.2x, something like that. Maybe you go higher. It's completely possible. You could see a 10x or more by the end of this, this next month, by the end of this next move. You could see some pretty crazy stuff. This chart is too new. It's too new. It could just as easily do this as it could do this, right? And that's why with new charts, hopefully your life savings is not invested in it unless you have some kind of insider information or insider knowledge or some kind of deep passion for a very new project that came out, right? You must have really liked the white paper at that kind of point, right? Hopefully nobody's overexposed, but if you are, just be prepared, right? You probably go down just a little bit more. And in no time at all, I think you'll be recovering. You'll be at new relative highs, new all-time highs according to this thing, and likely, I think from the current price, a 10x is possible by the end of March, just because of the market cap that you have, right? B3 being at 152 million, that's a pretty low market cap. You could do a lot of damage to the upside. Let alone doing a 5x or a 3x, something like that. Something that's higher than this high at the very least. 2.5 cents right now is the minimum target. It likely changes with the prospects of lower prices to come over the coming days. I've got nothing else to say. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. And by the way, actually, if anybody out there, I know people who are investing in B3. I know you guys are looking for tokens. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, right? But I know you're on the hunt, right? People who are investing in brand new coins, you're probably on the hunt for that next big thing, right? Those pump chasers. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I really do. I think XDC is a great coin too, right? Shout out to XDC while we're on it. I think it's going to do well, but Cookie, I think, is pretty hot, man. I think it's going to do very well. It's at 22 cents now. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but this is a very prime area to buy. And I think when this thing rips, it's going to do nothing shy of like a 10x by the end of March. It's going to do really, really well. So watch you make the wrong decision. You sell B3 and then you buy Cookie. Cookie only does this, and then B3 is the one that goes and does like a 50x next month. You never know. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I do like B3. I think it's going to do very well, right? But I own some Cookie. I don't own any B3, and that's because I think B3 has a little lower to go, but also I'm more excited about Cookie than anything. So hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you all for being here. Take it easy. Bye-bye.